Thoughts on Java, Episode 3, December 12, 2022. This is an improved version of the third Java program that I created this year, on April 17, 2022. I encountered an unresolved compilation problem. The local variable age may not have been initialized when I ran the original version of this program. Thanks to a user on Stack Overflow, this compilation problem was resolved. The objective of this Java program is to achieve a similar and more user-friendly result than that of the Java program mentioned in Thoughts on Java, Episode 2. By instantiating a GUI component of javax.swing package, it is possible to create something that is arguably more visually appealing than an indefinite number of lines of plain text displayed in the console. This GUI component is JOptionPane, which is one of the first GUI components that I have learned to instantiate and utilize. Next, I am going to expound the syntactic details of this program. I am also going to explain the fundamental syntactic usage of JOptionPane with an illustrative example of this program. In the beginning of the improved version of this Java program, a wildcard import statement with javax.swing followed by an asterisk was typed. This means that all classes in this package have been imported. Some argue that wildcard import statements are a bad practice, while others do not. In this program, the only class that needs to be imported is JOptionPane, therefore it is possible to replace the asterisk with JOptionPane. In the beginning of method main, I incorporated an infinite loop, namely the while true statement, which is the most important feature of the Java program that I mentioned in Thoughts on Java, Episode 2. This statement is followed by an opening curly bracket, the try keyword, then another opening curly bracket. This means that all the if-else-if statements should be included in the try block. Then, a double variable representing age was declared final, as suggested by the user on Stack Overflow. It is considered that the final keyword in Java is equivalent to the const keyword in C++. If a variable is declared final in Java, or declared const in C++, the value of this very variable is immutable. After the double variable representing age is declared final on the left-hand side of the assignment, I typed the parseDouble method of Java double class. It is possible to use this method to parse string to double. Therefore a string value should be included in the pair of parentheses of this method, in which I included the showInputDialog method of the JOptionPane class. Later in the program, the showMessageDialog method of this class is used each time after the if statement and each else if statement. The parameters of such methods of the JOptionPane class may vary. Next, I am going to expound the syntactic details of such methods. In this program, there are two parameters for the showInputDialog method. Its first parameter is parent component to which the null value is assigned, whereas its second parameter is message to which string literals can be assigned. All the showMessageDialog methods also have these two parameters, but a few of them have four parameters. Of the null value is assigned to the first parameters of the showInputDialog method as well as all the showMessageDialog methods, because it is unnecessary to define any parent component for the question message dialog. In order to define any parent component for any question message dialog, it is required to instantiate a swing object such as jframe. Then, it is possible to define the existing jframe object to be the parent component of the question message dialog. In the second parameters of the showInputDialog method, string literals are bracketed by double quotes. Nevertheless, it should be noted that the showInputDialog method returns a string denoting user input, whereas the return type of the showMessageDialog method is void. Therefore, it is not permitted to define a showMessageDialog method within the pair of parentheses of the parseDouble method. After I typed all the else-if statements with the age ranges, and all the showMessageDialog methods with string literals bracketed by double quotes, the try block was finished with a closing curly bracket. Then, it is necessary to catch two different exceptions. After the closing curly bracket, I type the catch keyword followed by an opening parenthesis, number format exception. The default letter E is a reference to the instance of this exception, a closing parenthesis, and an opening curly bracket. I think that number format exception resembles input mismatch exception in terms of their functionalities. The difference between these two exceptions is that the first exception applies to the type of the token retrieved by the scanner object in the console, whereas the second exception applies to the format of the string literal entered in the message in the dialog box. In the catch block for number format exception, a showMessageDialog method was typed to display a prompt when entering any non-numeric value in the message in the dialog box. The catch block for number format exception was finished with a closing curly bracket. Then, Another catch keyword was typed, followed by an opening parenthesis, null pointer exception. The default letter E is a reference to the instance of this exception, a closing parenthesis, and an opening curly bracket. It is necessary to catch null pointer exception in this program, as it should be noted that this exception will occur when the cancel button or the close button in the shape of an X is clicked. Therefore, it is necessary to catch null pointer exception in case the cancel button or the close button is clicked. In the catch block for null pointer exception, a show message dialog method was typed to display a prompt to inform that the program is cancelled. As the entire try catch block is inside the while true block, it is necessary to break out of this infinite loop. I found out that there are two ways to achieve this, in which it is possible to type either the break keyword followed by a semicolon, or the statement system.exit0 followed by a semicolon. Thus, null pointer exception will be preventive and it is possible to quit the program by clicking the cancel button or the close button, without clicking the red square terminate button. This is a remarkable feature that is absent in the program mentioned in Thoughts on Java, Episode 2. Speaking of the show message dialog methods with 4 parameters, there are 3 of them. The first such method was defined after the if statement in which the age range is less than 0. The second such method was defined after the else if statement in which the age range is more than 150. The third method was defined in the catch block for number format exception. All these methods have not only the parameters parent component and message, but also title and message type. Regarding title, the first and the second such methods were titled warning, whereas the third such method was titled error. Regarding message type, the first and the second such methods were defined as JOptionPane.warning_message, whereas the third such method was defined as JOptionPane.error_message. Additionally, it is noted that without specifying message type, the show input dialog method is displayed as JOptionPane.question_message without specifying message type. The show message dialog methods are displayed as JOptionPane.information_message. The only apparent flaw in this program is similar to one of the apparent drawbacks that I mentioned in Thoughts on Java, Episode 2, in which I have addressed such an issue. The age ranges within the pairs of the parentheses after the else if statements should be redefined more precisely with the help of the logical operators and the greater than or equal to symbol AN. For instance, instead of age 59, age 50, age 60, should be typed for displaying in a question message dialog the message you're a quinquagenarian. This is a relatively simple Java program to practice with for programmers with a little programming experience. In my opinion, this is an introductory program for the javax.swing package and GUI, and a great detachment from the plain text displayed in the console. The key points of this program are summarized below. Key points: final double dot parse double string JOptionPane.show input dialog parent component, message, JOptionPane.show message dialog parent component, message, JOptionPane.show message dialog parent component, message, title, message type, number format exception null pointer exception break. Import javax.swing. Public class test4, public static void main string, args, while, true, try. Final double age double dot parse double JOptionPane.show input dialog null, please enter your age and we will define your age group. If, age 0, JOptionPane.show message dialog null, warning. Negative values cannot hold true, warning, JOptionPane.warning_message. Else if, age 0.1, JOptionPane.show message dialog null, you are a newborn. Else if, age 1, JOptionPane.show message dialog null, you are an infant. Else if, age 3, JOptionPane.show message dialog null, you are a toddler. Else if, age 5, JOptionPane.show message dialog null, you are a preschooler. Else if, age 13, JOptionPane.show message dialog null, you are a school-age child. Else if, age 19, JOptionPane.show message dialog null, you are an adolescent and adenarian. Else if, age 29, JOptionPane.show message dialog null, you are a vicenarian. Else if, age 39, JOptionPane.show message dialog null, you are a tricenarian. Else if, age 49, JOptionPane.show message dialog null, you are a quadragenarian. Else if, age 59, JOptionPane.show message dialog null, you are a quinquagenarian. Else if, age 69, JOptionPane.show message dialog null, you are a sexagenarian. Else if, age 79, JOptionPane.show message dialog null, you are a septuagenarian. Else if, age 89, JOptionPane.show message dialog null, you are octogenarian. Else if, age 99, JOptionPane.show message dialog null, you are nonagenarian. Else if, age 109, JOptionPane.show message dialog null, you are a centenarian. Else if, age 150, JOptionPane.show message dialog null, you are a supercentenarian. Else if, age 150, JOptionPane.show message dialog null, warning. The value entered is too large to be processed. Warning, JOptionPane.warning_message. Catch, number format exception E. JOptionPane.show message dialog null, input error. Plus please enter a number corresponding to your age only. Error, JOptionPane.error_message. Catch, null pointer exception E. JOptionPane.show message dialog null, program cancelled. Break.